They don't want you to know this, but the truth is, nothing matters. Not your job, not your dreams, not even your life. It sounds horrifying, but what if that realization isn't the end of meaning, but the beginning of freedom? Today we will talk about the dark truth about nihilism they don't want you to know. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The origins of nihilism, a philosophy born from collapse. Nihilism is not a new idea. Its roots stretch back to the 19th century, emerging as Europe's traditional religious and moral foundations began to crumble. The term nihilism comes from the Latin nihil, meaning nothing. It first appeared in Ivan Turgenev's 1862 novel Fathers and Sons, describing a new generation that rejected authority, faith, and established values. But it was Friedrich Nietzsche who gave nihilism its philosophical depth, seeing it not as a trend, but as a crisis of meaning brought about by the death of God. When Nietzsche declared God is dead, he wasn't celebrating. He was warning humanity that without shared beliefs, our entire moral compass might collapse. Nihilism was the void left behind when certainty died. 2. What nihilism really means, and what it doesn't. Contrary to popular belief, nihilism doesn't simply mean believing in nothing. It's more complex, a recognition that life may lack inherent meaning, objective values, or universal truth. There are many branches. Existential nihilism. Life has no ultimate purpose. Moral nihilism. No objective right or wrong. Epistemological nihilism. We can't truly know anything. And political nihilism. Rejection of authority and power structures. What's important to understand is that nihilism isn't necessarily pessimistic. It's diagnostic. It reveals the emptiness behind human systems of meaning, the cracks in the structures we take for granted, the dark truth. Many modern institutions already know this, and work hard to distract you from realizing it. 3. The hidden fear of nihilism in society. Why is nihilism demonized? Because a population that truly embraces it becomes uncontrollable. Religions, governments, corporations, and social systems all depend on people believing in something. Faith, morality, progress, capitalism, or nationalism. Nihilism strips those illusions away. It forces people to confront the possibility that money, status, and even morality are human inventions. From a social standpoint, this is dangerous, not because it's false, but because it's liberating. A truly nihilistic society wouldn't be easy to govern or manipulate. That's why institutions, media, and education systems subtly condition us to fear the void, to cling to comforting myths that keep us obedient. 4. The psychological abyss. Facing the meaningless. The personal side of nihilism is deeply psychological. When one truly internalizes the idea that life lacks inherent meaning, the mind can spiral into existential dread. This stage, known as the abyss, is what many thinkers from Nietzsche to Jean-Paul Sartre described as the most terrifying yet transformative moment in human consciousness. Most people never make it through this phase because they recoil from the darkness. They distract themselves with pleasure, routine, or consumerism. But those who confront the void without turning away discover something extraordinary: the power to create meaning, rather than receive it from external sources. The dark truth is that nihilism isn't the end. It's the beginning of true self-awareness. 5. How modern culture masks nihilism with artificial meaning. We live in an age where nihilism is everywhere, but disguised. Social media feeds, brand slogans, and entertainment constantly sell us synthetic versions of purpose. Follow your dreams, be yourself, live your best life. These mantras seem empowering, but often function as distractions from existential emptiness. The system needs us to keep consuming meaning like a product. Ironically, our culture is built upon nihilism, hollow images of success and happiness, while pretending to oppose it. The truth they don't want you to know is that modern life thrives on your silent fear of meaninglessness. Every advertisement, ideology, and influencer is designed to keep you believing that purpose can be purchased or followed, never created from within. 6. The political side of the void. Nihilism also has a political dimension. Throughout history, nihilistic movements have been both feared and weaponized. In 19th century Russia, nihilists were branded terrorists for rejecting monarchy and religion, though most were simply intellectual rebels. In the 20th century, fascist and communist regimes both exploited nihilistic despair, one by promising meaning through power, the other through meaning in revolution. Today, governments and corporations similarly manage existential anxiety by feeding us manufactured causes, patriotism, consumer identity, social outrage. So we never look too closely at the empty core of modern civilization. The ultimate fear of power structures is not rebellion, it's apathy, the moment people stop believing the game matters. 7. Beyond nihilism. Nietzsche's solution and the creation of values. Nietzsche warned that unchecked nihilism would lead to decay, a passive acceptance that nothing matters. But he also saw a path through it, the Übermensch, or Overman, who transcends nihilism by creating new values. This idea wasn't about superiority or domination, it was about becoming the author of your own meaning. To overcome nihilism, one must face the void and then choose to affirm life anyway. This is what Nietzsche called amor fati, the love of fate. The true dark secret is that nihilism can be a gateway to empowerment. By realizing that nothing has inherent meaning, you gain the freedom to define everything yourself. 8. The awakening. Why understanding nihilism matters today. In an era of misinformation, mental health crisis, and disillusionment, nihilism is not a fringe idea. It's a mirror held up to modern humanity. The dark truth they don't want you to know is that nihilism reveals how fragile our collective beliefs are. But it also offers liberation, the chance to live authentically, free from imposed purposes and false gods. The journey through nihilism is not about embracing despair. It's about seeing through the illusion of certainty. Once you realize that meaning is not given but chosen, you are no longer a follower. You become the creator of your own truth in a meaningless universe. And that, perhaps, is the most revolutionary act of all. The last paragraph of the article explains that nihilism is not truly about despair. It's about awakening. On the surface, nihilism seems dark because it denies that life, morality, or the universe have any inherent meaning. But when you follow this idea to its core, it doesn't lead to hopelessness. It leads to freedom. When someone realizes that traditional sources of meaning, religion, politics, wealth, or even societal approval, are human constructions, they often feel lost. This is the void, or the feeling of meaninglessness. But the article's conclusion suggests that this stage isn't a dead end. It's the necessary breaking point before transformation. The phrase, "the dark truth they don't want you to know," refers to how institutions, governments, religions, corporations benefit when people don't question the meanings they've been given. If you start realizing that much of what you're told is arbitrary, that morality, success, and purpose can be self-created, then you become harder to control. Nihilism exposes this manipulation. The conclusion emphasizes a key philosophical idea from Nietzsche. Once you see that there's no ultimate meaning in the universe, you gain the freedom to invent your own values. Instead of being told what matters, you decide what matters. Life becomes a creative act, not a search for an external truth, but the crafting of personal significance. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.